action.
Hey Top Betters, Shlohlo Andrews here, and I've got some fabulous news. We have really gone out of our way to make sure that we bring you that action. So we've got 2 South American countries and 2 African countries that are facing off with each other. That's Ghana and Uruguay, and Cameroon and Brazil. It looks like the rain is down in Africa, but let's hear what Dylan Kerr has to say about that. Hey everyone, and welcome back to your top bet analysis for the Qatar FIFA World Cup with Dylan Kerr. How is this World Cup treating you, Dylan?
I'm loving it. I'm loving the surprises. I'm loving the shocks. I'm loving the football. You know, we're getting goals. We've had 2 great results from African teams. You know, unfortunately, one African team was eliminated last night, which is sad because I thought they were going to do it. I thought they were going to just pip the Australians to it, but England are through.
I knew you would say that.
The English are through, and the Welsh have packed, and they're all back in the valleys in Wales.
Oh,
And so somebody posted a joke on Twitter this morning. Irishman, Scotsman, and Welshman in a bar. The English are still at the World Cup.
That's funny.
I thought that brilliant, and it's been good. I mean, there's some great games coming up. There's going to be a few twists, and there's going to be another couple of shocks.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Cameroon and Ghana progress. From an African point of view. I hope the Croatians beat the Belgians and send them home. And hopefully, Germany. I think Germany might squeeze through again because they're playing Costa Rica.
Yeah.
But you don't know. You don't know.
You never know. You really never know.
To
100%.
Get the games. So it's been a good World Cup so far.
Yeah, 100%. And if you look at some of the surprises that have come out in this World Cup, Mexico being eliminated on the basis of a tiebreaker. We've got Denmark, who literally lost to Australia, and as a result, the Tunisians were out. It's just been very interesting, very beautiful football to watch. But we have got 2 amazing games coming up, very powerful games coming up. We've got Ghana against Uruguay and Cameroon against Brazil.
Well, let's talk about that first game, Ghana-Uruguay. I wonder if Suarez is going to go in goal this time. It'd be funny if the goalkeeper, number 1, Luis Suarez. I mean, you couldn't write it, could you, really? I mean, 12 years ago, that infamous, handball on the line, sacrificed everything for the team. If it goes wrong, he gets vilified by the country of Uruguay. He gets it right. He's a hero. He's a national hero in Uruguay, and that's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of the game. Football, is based on decisions. It's based on errors and honesty, and sometimes, like last night, I was watching Argentina. I mean, how that was a penalty, I'd never know. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. VAR has got, for me, shouldn't be involved in football. It takes away the human element of it. Goals are getting cancelled because of the fingernail being in front, an elbow being in front, a head being in front of the body. I mean, it takes away the joy of a goal being scored. But yeah, it's going to be a great game, the Ghana and Uruguay, and I think Ghana want revenge. I think they want revenge, and I think Luis Suarez better wrap himself in cotton wool because the Ghanaians
they're coming for him.
Crap out of him. I bet if someone Gian in the studio will be sat there going, I want to kick him.
Literally, VAR has eliminated the hand of God. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday.
True. I mean, it was funny. I mean, when you look at it, he's actually headed the ball, and Chesney there's no way he can do anything. He can't move. It's his momentum, and he didn't punch him. He didn't intentionally leave his fist there. It was trying to punch the ball away, and unfortunately, Messi's face, was in the way. but you would hope that the decisions, it's inconsistent, and I do firmly believe that if they're going to continue VAR, they need professional footballers that have played the game, that understand the game, to sit with a referee and an assistant and give their opinion on. Hang on, it's not a penalty. Messi's headed the ball. Chesney's just it's his momentum that's taking him through, and then give them an explanation as to what you feel as a player. But
essentially it would be then not one person but a team of experts that are sitting behind that screen, looking at it, deliberating on it quickly and making a decision.
Yeah, but there's 5 of them in the studio when they put the cameras on them, right? These are the VAR official and 4 assistants. I mean, 4 referees, they can't get the things right on the field, and then they get the opportunity to go and check it on the TV screen. Use your common sense. Use your.
Wow, are you spicy or what today?
It's just me being a footballer. I'm old school. But like I said, there's just too many inconsistencies. There's too many. They can't get an handball decision right. They can't get a free kick right. They can't. It's just ludicrous. And now when a referee goes like that and runs across to the screen, 9 times out of 10, it's a penalty. He's never come in and overruling it. It's a penalty. But but the Brazil and the Cameroon game, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think that's what irritates me the most, that when the decisions are made, there's no one who really challenges them, whether you're the referee on the field or the referee. There's no robust debate around what is actually the right thing to do. And that's for me the part that ruins the game.
Yeah, I was very disappointed with Denmark yesterday. I watched Denmark and Australia. Denmark had a chance to go through, and they've not played particularly well in this World Cup. But the second half performance by Denmark at 0-0, they never really took the game to Australia. And fantastic for Australia. In the last 16, anybody that gets into the last 16 of the knockout stages, it's well deserved. And it was devastating for the Mexicans. Devastating for them, and devastating for the Tunisians.
Yeah.
I was desperate for the Tunisians to go through.
Yeah.
And it's a great individual goal by Australia, because I don't think he was going to beat the defender there. Put it away, and they held on. The Mexicans, they must be feeling really, really hard done by. They're getting knocked out by how many yellow cards?
Yeah.
And it's on fair play,
on discipline,
exactly. It's ridiculous, So, but it's how the World Cup is now. So, and the next World Cup, and what is there? 54 teams in the next World Cup. It's gonna be even crazier. But it's the beauty of this game. It's the beauty of this World Cup. As I said from day one, nobody knows who's going to win, because everybody's in the same boat. They've not had preparation time. They've not had team building time. They've gone from the league season, flown over, straight into the World Cup. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's been. And if you look at this particular World Cup, the fact that, we've gone from one season and straight into the World Cup, I guarantee you that it has had an effect on some of the results that we are seeing. But nonetheless, let's talk Ghana and Uruguay. Let's talk about that game. Are you looking forward to it? Where are you putting your money?
But revenge. I think the revenge for Ghana. There's so much hatred, for, like I said, I mentioned Gian. When he missed that penalty, he just wished the whole world had just swallowed him up, because they had the chance to get to the semi-finals. It was heartbreaking. And now they have the chance, if they win, to get through to the last 16, which is going to be great for the continent.
Yes.
So I'm looking at a positive, especially on the back of the last result. So they've got a good momentum. Uruguay have not really come to the party yet. They've been inconsistent. They've been good. They've been bad. They've not really put the foot on the trophy yet, as they have in previous World Cups, where they've been a lot better. but yeah, I mean, I would definitely, take the African team over the South Americans anytime.
Yeah, I personally feel that Ghana's going to take this one. I think that, they just really are intentional about how they're playing, and they're intentional about the fact that they want to be in the finals, they want to be in the semifinals, and there must be at least one African team that goes through, and they want to be that African team. In Africa's mind, there must be one African team, and I think Ghana is that team. I think that Ghana can be that team that shows up for Africa.
Well, they've just got to keep their emotions out of the game. Obviously, it's 12 years ago, but it's still a sore point in the Black Stars' minds. Yeah. And like I say, it's whether it was right that Suarez did what he did it to win the game. That's what anybody would do. You don't want to lose the game. If it means you're going to get sent off and you miss the penalty, like I said, you're a hero. So yeah, the Ghanaians for me, I think, they'll join Senegal in the last 16, and hopefully we'll get another team as well.
Yeah. Cameroon and Brazil. The Brazilians are favored to win this one. Do you think there could be an upset there?
No, I think with the way Brazil are playing really, really well, and there's a lot of superstars in that Brazilian team, but yeah. Richarlison has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, he's been so close to scoring 2-3 goals a game. He had that wonderful overhead kick from a bad touch, by the way. Nobody can ever tell me any different. That was a bad touch, and he ended up, with an overhead kick and scoring a goal. But he's been inches away from getting 2-3 goals a game. And I think if his confidence keeps growing and he keeps being in them areas, because the Brazilians will always, try and create and try and make things happen. So I think it's going to be tough for Cameroon tomorrow because of the momentum that Brazil are in. And I think if Brazil win, they'll probably be the first team with 9 points, with 3 victories. So again, you're looking at the management and the coaching staff. Keep the players on the toes. Say, listen, hey, let's get 3 out of 3, and then in the last 16 quarterfinals, semi-finals, that have that momentum. But the strength and power of the Cameroonians, that will play into their hands against the Brazils, because the Brazilians are all not the big power, strength machines that the Cameroon players have. They're more technical and they're more quicker. But I think from set pieces and from a more direct play with the Cameroonian team, I think they might sneak a win. And Brazil don't need to win, though. That's the thing. They don't need to win because they top the group anyway.
Yeah.
They don't need to win. So, but on the opposite of that, if I was a coach, I'd want 3 wins out of 3.
And that's actually what I wanted to ask you. Bless you. From a coaching perspective, how would you advise Cameroon to tip the scales in their favor?
Just play like a low block. Play, and I hate that word, a low block. Just defend. Just defend your penalty area.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all these analysts now come out with all these really fancy words like playing in between lines and playing, a low block and a high. I mean, you're going to press high, you're going to defend your penalty box.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to be careful not to concede a goal early, but try and not play counter-attacking football. Go and play the way that the Cameroonian team can play. Got a lot of talent in there. Samuel Eto'o is the driving force behind them in the background. And like I said, Brazil have got nothing to play for, really. And remember, it's all about now where we are. If we're first, we play the good teams. If we're second, we play the not so good teams. I mean, the English are so happy that they don't have to play the Netherlands. I'm glad we're not playing the Netherlands, but I'm glad we're not. I'm really worried about playing Senegal. That's not going to be an easy game. That's not going to be an easy game. So, but being English, come on, England.
Look, if you play them, it really puts a risk on your team for bringing it home. I'll tell you that.
like I say, England have not played a good team yet. Okay, they played well against they didn't play well against USA, but USA, it's a big fixture for them to always try and beat England, and we've not beat the USA in 4 attempts.
Yeah.
But the Iranian game, that was a different game that came out of nowhere for me. And against Wales, the first half, I was disappointed in the first half, and obviously second half, once the first 2 goals in, the game's out.
Yeah.
For me, Wales were disappointing because they needed to get 4 goals.
No, they
didn't really have a
occasion.
goal. Now, like I said yesterday, Denmark could have qualified if they scored 2 goals. They didn't really attack Australia. Tunisia, nobody gave Tunisia a chance against France, even though they chopped and changed the team a wee bit. It's still France, but the Tunisians were very strong, and they deserved the victory, and they got the break, at the end with the VAR against Griezmann. The Mexicans, right at the death, they could have sneaked in at the end of the defender just headed it squared instead of it to the goalkeeper. So it's been an up and down. I'm betting scores. I'm on this group. It's called, I can't remember, Super something, where you just bet the scores.
Yeah.
And if you win, you get 3 points. If you're close, you get 1.5, and if you don't, you get nothing. I'm getting so many closes. I'm getting so many wrongs because you think, well, the favourites are going to win this 1-0, 2-0. No. It's going to be 0-1. So it's good. It's good for the betting people as well.
Yeah.
It's good.
So
good
what
for
is
the
the result for this game? In terms of goals and in terms of who takes it?
I think Brazil will win it because, and I think they'll win it with a high score because Cameroon have got to come out and try and win the game.
Yeah.
They have to try and win the game. It's a tight group who's going to finish runners up, and I think that opens the game up for the Brazilians, and they've got momentum going at the moment, and they're still the most
result in terms of goals.
Well, I think Brazil could get 3 goals. Even more. I think the game's going to be open because of the way Cameroon have got to try and win the game. So that's my prediction. But I've been not too bad on my predictions, but sometimes I do get a wee wrong one.
So there you have it, top bettors. We will be crossing over now to Deep Sloot to see what our fans have to say. But for our World Cup Minute with Dylan Kerr, we want to thank you, Dylan, for those predictions, and I'm looking forward to that amazing game.
Yeah, and the big one tomorrow. From an African perspective, it's going to be good for the continent. It's going to be good for the continent. So fingers crossed and touch wood. But the big game's on Sunday. England versus Africa. England versus Africa.
Hey, and we know who's going to win. It's the Africans who will take it. I'll tell you now.
Get Neil to give me that England jersey and get that on when I next speak to you.
Thanks so much, Dylan. Have a fabulous afternoon.
I will do. You too.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it from Dylan and some of our fans. So what we're going to do now is make sure that you have more chances to win. We're going to put up those boosts after the show so that you can place your bet with Topbet South Africa.